Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus makes veggie chips, small batch, be it kale and sweet potato. More than a dozen flavors and varieties. He sells them direct from his website, at farmers markets on weekends, wholesale to a handful of regional grocers and a couple of online marketplaces. Business is good, growing even. Marcus is launching a new flavor, and in his head, the exciting part was the marketing ad. Maybe that's where AI would come in. But here's what, in fact, was eating up his week. To launch that one new flavor, he had to write the product description not once, but like 15 times. The version for the wholesale line sheet, the longer version for his website, the shorter version for the marketplace listing, the allergen and ingredient statement, the little chef card for the farmer's market table. Same product, same handful of facts, written over and over, slightly different every time for like 2 days. That, the boring, repetitive, invisible part, is where AI would change Marcus's week. Not the shiny campaign he was dreaming about, the tedious thing he wasn't even counting as work. And that's the theme for today. When it comes to AI, the shiny thing usually isn't the opportunity, the boring thing is. Welcome to the Green Ledger, tips for a sustainable small business. I'm Anka, founder of 3P Impact Consulting. This season, we're answering your questions about building resilient, responsible businesses. Whether you're running a CPG brand, a food or beverage manufacturer, or a coffee shop, each episode tackles one question with practical, actionable answers you can use right away. Let's dive in. If you were with me last episode, you know that we're in the middle of a 3-part series on AI. Part 1 was about deciding if it's even worth it for a business your size and whether you're ready. If you missed it, go back. It's the foundation for this one. Today in part 2, where is AI important? We'll walk through the areas it pays off, how to test it without risking the business, and how to tell when it's feeding you garbage. Let's start with the single most important idea in this episode. When you think about bringing in AI, you are probably thinking in relationship to your most exciting problem, the rebrand, the big campaign, the thing that feels like it deserves something impressive. And in my opinion, that's the wrong place to start. Start where it's boring. Your first pilot should be the most repetitive, tedious, do it over and over again task you've got, where a mistake is cheap and easy to spot. Why? Because that's where AI is strong and where the stakes are low enough that you can learn without getting burned. Marcus's 15 product descriptions, perfect. It's repetitive, it's eating real hours, and if the AI gets a word wrong, he catches it in a 5-second read before it goes anywhere. Exciting problems are usually high stakes and one-offs, exactly where you don't want a brand new tool learning on the job. Boring problems are where the wins are hiding. So where can you use AI? Let me give you 4 places in a rough order of how easy they are to start. The first is writing the same thing over and over. This is Marcus's problem, taking one thing and translating it into many. One product becomes a line sheet, a website page, a marketplace listing, an allergen statement, a chef card. One announcement becomes an email, 3 social posts, and a note to your wholesale accounts. It's high volume, it's repetitive, and very important, it's low risk. As long as a human reads it before it goes out, of course. If you do nothing else with AI, start here. This one category gives you back a few good hours in a week. The second is demand and inventory. Back in season 1, episode 9, we talked about waste, How the money draining out your business is often sitting in inventory. AI can look at your own sales history and help you see patterns you're too close to notice. Which flavors move in which season, when to make more, when to hold back. For Marcus, that's the difference between a pallet of beet chips going stale in a warehouse past their sell-by date and running out of his bestseller right at the back-to-school rush when parents are stocking up on lunchbox snacks. But as I said this last episode, and I'll say it again, this one only works if your sales data is clean and in one place. Give AI bad input and you get bad output. So it's a great second or third pilot once you've built some trust. The third is knowledge capture. Think about how much of how your business runs exists in one person's head. Your production lead knows the exact way to switch the line over between flavors. Your long-time employee knows which grocer wants their order how. If that person is out sick or leaves, that knowledge walks out the door with them. In Season 1, Episode 7, we talked about how much your people matter. Here's a way to protect what they know. Have them talk through a process out loud, a 20-minute voice memo, and then let AI turn that ramble into a clean first draft of a written procedure. You review it, fix what's wrong, and now it's documented. You just turn knowledge trapped into someone's head into something the business owns. And the fourth is supplier and customer communication. This comes with a warning. AI is genuinely useful for drafting the tedious back and forth, a request for a quote, a reply to a wholesale inquiry, comparison of two suppliers' pricing. Though anything with confidential information in it needs special care, and we'll cover this in next episode. The keyword here is drafting. AI writes the first version, you read it, you decide, you send. Never allow it to send it on its own. A draft you approve saves time. An email that goes out without you even seeing it, it's a liability. Okay, so you've picked your boring problem. How do you test AI on it without it turning into a mess? Here's a simple pilot you can run for 2 weeks. Step 1. Before you start, decide what a real result looks like and make it a number, not vague like, see if it's helpful. A measure that you can check. How many hours did this use to take me? What's my error rate? In Season 1, Episode 10, we talked about measuring what matters. Same discipline here. If you can't name the number you're trying to move, you won't know if the pilot worked. Step 2. Run it in parallel. Don't rip out your old way and bet the business on a tool you've used for 3 days. Do it both ways for a couple of weeks. Let AI draft Marcus's product descriptions, but also Marcus should create the descriptions as he usually does. Step 3. Keep a human check on anything that is generated. This is very important. AI drafts, humans decide, especially anything that touches your customer or your brand. And step 4, at the end of the 2 weeks, look at your number and make a call. Keep it, kill it, or expand it. If it gave you back 6 hours in a week with no drop in quality, keep it. And go find the next boring problem. If it created more cleanup than it saved, kill it. No harm done. Now, how do you know when the AI is wrong? Because it will be sometimes. And you probably know by now, it's wrong in a confident tone. So you need to check. You stay the expert in the room. 3 simple gut checks. First, does it pass the sniff test? You know your business. If the AI tells you that your best-selling flavor is your worst performer, you'll know it's off. Trust that. Second, spot check it against something you know it's true. Pull 3 of its numbers and check them against your records. If those 3 hold up, you've earned some confidence. If one is wrong, slow down. And third, never release anything you couldn't put your name on it. If you wouldn't stand behind it, it doesn't go out. That's enough to keep a pilot safe. There's a more complex version of getting wrong, but we'll cover it in the next episode. Alright, so if you're running a cafe, you might be thinking none of this applies to you. But it does. Same logic, smaller surface. So let me tell you about Priya. Priya runs a small coffee shop. One location, a tight team, thin margins, like most cafes. She doesn't have a dozen SKUs or a wholesale line sheet, but she absolutely has boring, repetitive, expensive problems. Take scheduling. Every week, she stares at her foot traffic patterns and tries to line up staff hours against them. Too many people on a slow Tuesday morning burns money, and too few on a Saturday rush burns customers. That's a pattern problem, and it's exactly what AI can help you think through. Or take waste. Same episode 9 idea. How much milk and how much pastries to order so she's not throwing product out on a Sunday night. Or the review responses she dreads writing. Or the training document for a team that turns over more than she'd like. Remember episode 7, people are everything, and getting a new hire up to speed fast is its own kind of resilience. None of this is exciting. All of it is boring, repetitive, and costing her money, which is exactly the point. Whether you've got 15 SKUs or one espresso machine, the move is the same. Find the boring thing and let AI take the first pass. Okay, here are your 3 tasks for this week. So 1, pick one boring problem. The most repetitive, tedious, do it again and again kind of task. 2, before you touch a tool, write down the number you want improved. Hours saved, errors reduced, dollars, whatever a real result means for that task. One number. And number 3 is start the pilot. And remember, do it in parallel, keep a human check on anything generated, and then at the end, you look at the numbers and decide if you keep, you kill, or you expand. If you want a few specific tools to look into for these use cases, I'll put a list in the show notes organized by the job you're trying to do. Remember Marcus dreaming about the flashy campaign while hours of his week disappeared into rewriting the same paragraph 15 times? Once he pointed AI at the boring thing instead of the shiny one, he got those hours back, and he still made every final call when what went out the door. One boring problem solved. Okay, next time, part 3, we close the series with the one that keeps us up at night. The AI mistake that could leak your recipe, your customer list, or your reputation. The sleep that doesn't come with a do-over. And the one-page fix sized for a business like yours that keeps it from happening. Don't miss it. Thanks for listening to Green Ledger. If today's episode sparked a question for you, something you're dealing with in your business, send it to me. My email is in the show notes. Your question could become the next episode and help dozens of other businesses navigating the same challenge. If you want more tools and resources for building business resilience, sign up for my email list on my website. Link is in the show notes. And if you found this episode helpful, share it with another small business owner who needs to hear it. Until next time, remember, small steps lead to big impact, and resilience isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving.